Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom from our studios at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Coming up. Newly elected NDC parliamentary candidate for Ayawaso is Baba Jamal rejects vote buying claims as majority in parliament calls for cancellation of the primary results. Broken down fire tenders cripple emergency response as fire cases surge in the Bono region.
As we speak now, the markets have now become 24/7 operational readiness. Unlike those days when we send people there to hot, just go, educate, and then maybe in the evening we send patrol team and then a standby team. No, this time there's a market.
Motorists demand urgent repair of Tamale-Walewale highway as accidents increase.
What we are facing here is not easy. We are not buying ties. Now we don't cry for ties. We are crying for the parts of our vehicles now. We are suffering a lot. I use this route every day, every blessed day.
Drug abuse among youth sparks security concerns in Kasoa.
Ebina need on a paper you or see no I try time my phone or and touch or biage. My papa need for me also.
We're grateful that you join us for the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. We start off with what's happening in Ayawaso East, or what happened there. The majority caucus in Parliament is calling for the immediate cancellation of the just-ended parliamentary primary of the NDC in the Ayawaso East constituency and the disqualification of candidates found to have engaged in vote buying. In a statement issued on Sunday, February 8, 2026, and signed by the majority leader Mahama Ayariga, it reads, "The caucus wishes to strongly condemn these developments against the background of the agenda to reset the politics of the country. After extensive deliberations on the matter, the core leadership, as well as the extended leadership of the caucus, has resolved to communicate to the Functional Executive Committee of the National Democratic Congress as follows: that the primary of the NDC organized in the Ayawaso East constituency be annulled immediately, that any candidate who participated in the said primary and has been established to have engaged in this unethical conduct be banned from participating in the subsequent primary after annulment of the election." Meanwhile, leadership of the NDC has set up a 3-member committee to probe the incident. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has also begun investigations into allegations of corrupt practices during the primary. The OSP disclosed that probes have begun into claims of vote buying, vote selling, and the sources of funding. So we'll be doing some more details, or we'll be talking more on this particular story, because it's a story that is developing where the NDC is going to investigate the conduct of the primaries in Ayawaso East, which produced Baba Jamal as the NDC parliamentary candidate. But let's talk about other issues that we have here, focus on the Channel 1 Newsroom. And a fire has swept through the Nadoli market on Saturday, destroying several stalls and leaving traders counting heavy losses. The fire reportedly started around 2 p.m. and spread rapidly through the market, consuming stalls and goods within a short period. Eyewitnesses said the blaze began after a woman who had just completed construction of a new store allegedly set fire to nearby refuse, which quickly spiraled out of control. Personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service arrived promptly at the scene and began firefighting efforts, but their response was hampered by water shortage. Many traders have lost their merchandise and property, raising concerns about their livelihoods and the economic impact of the local trading community. Still on fire, and the Ghana National Fire Service in the Bono region is calling for urgent retooling as fire incidents more than double last year. Officials say broken down fire tenders across several districts are hampering emergency response as residents are urged to observe fire safety measures. Channel 1 News' Michael Sapomfum reports.
Fire outbreaks are on the rise in the Bunu region, with bushfires accounting for the majority of the cases. Figures from the Ghana National Fire Service show that incidents increased from 30 in 2024 to 61 in 2025, a 103% rise. The Bunu Regional Commander, ACFO2 Cecil Addo, says strategies have been introduced to curb market fires and improve public awareness.
As we speak now, the markets have now become 24/7 operational readiness. Unlike those days when we send people there to hot, just go, educate, and then maybe in the evening we send patrol team and then a standby team. No, this time there's a market post situated in the market. It has become a station all over. Day, night, wherever you see people there, you have any complaints, you rush with them and they give you whatever you want to do. Whilst we have the team still going around the market, carrying out their education. So we know with these measures, the numbers will decrease seriously as compared to that of last year.
However, he warns that limited operational fire tenders across the region's municipal and district assemblies are placing the service under strain and affecting response times. He is appealing for new fire engines and auxiliary equipment to strengthen operations.
We need more tenders, not even more fire tenders. We need new fire tenders. You go to some communities now, you don't have any fire tender. Japekrum and Doma. Doma as a municipality has no fire tender because what we have there is out of commission. Efforts have been made to get it done. And you know procurement process take some time. So as assembly is trying to maybe support, the service is also putting its head together to make sure that we get it done as early as possible. That of Japekrum calls for total new engine altogether. Procurement processes have started. So I know within the shortest time possible, we will be able to procure that engine and fix for them as well. The problem we have is, like I said, they are no longer fit for purpose. Those tenders are about 15, 14 years old now. And you can just imagine your own private car. How long does it take to change your car? And this is an equipment that is always working, always on the run. And for using it for 15 good years, it's something we cannot really talk of. But that's what we are using.
Meanwhile, workers at the Sunyani Magazine Enclave say proactive fire prevention measures have helped the area avoid outbreaks in recent years.
Fire extinguisher so association extinguisher and be also will be one shop. Mimi will be one shop. And you can't now so that's all the better. No, so to be so by you know who your time is share Tuesday, we walk fire for ban or money about the chirafa. Why ever pass what tonight your massa, Jabia and Metoyem.
Because I do not a boy on my girl, do not send a mayor. I do not have a tank and I'm a social media. Infinite will be a fire extinguisher and more on my looking double on caravan.
Okay, Mr. Adam protecting me who take picture with your poor Juma, may say, and I see you, Juma. The dear Jabofia banners, animal, I was saying, Miami master, Beka, and Colano, such a way say, you know, we are not church. When in young Mount Colano, such a way to be on a better teacher, which will be a baby appointment will be on the church over. So, Munyanisi, and at the same time, Mr. May fire extinguisher, I will hold a workshop for her in case of the Bisana, which makes my fight and Sana fire for one casa. It's a media Kakra, Mr.
The Bunu Regional Commander of the Ghana National Fire Service is calling for new fire tenders to help in its rescue operations. For Channel 1 News, Michael Sapomfum, Sunyani.
Now, the Ashanti Regional Director of Education has admonished parents to avoid taking legal action against schools over disciplinary measures. He says while concerns may arise, the Ghana Education Service is promoting child-friendly approaches that ensure discipline while maintaining a safe and supportive environment for learning and academic excellence. Channel 1 News' Ashanti Regional Correspondent Doris Lonta has more.
Reports of rising indiscipline in senior high schools have prompted renewed debate about discipline within Ghana's education system. Recent incidents involving assault on teachers and students, as well as cases of weapons found on campuses, have heightened public concern. While some critics attribute the trend to the ban on corporal punishment, others argue that parents share responsibility, particularly when they challenge disciplinary measures through legal action. Addressing the issue at the launch of St. Monica's Senior High School's 80th anniversary celebration, the Ashanti Regional Director of Education, Dr. William Amankra, said discipline remains essential to shaping character and achieving academic success. He urged parents to support teachers in correcting misconduct instead of resorting immediately to lawsuits.
Because you cannot look after your child, that's why you have brought your children to nature. And it's not easy. Having about 5,000, one house mistress, senior house mistress, 6 house mistress, it's not easy. But there are some lapses. We are trying to correct most of the lapses. But at the end of the day, we make sure that we are going to make sure that we do the needful. And you see, some of these things, it's a jojo. It's a jojo. If your child sneaks out, straight away, we demonize the person. You understand? It's the discipline. Why are you taking your child to St. Monica's, not the other school? It's because St. Monica's, the place, they are disciplined. And you want your child to be disciplined. As long as we are disciplining your child, you're also angry. But we are using the most modern way of correcting our children.
He also called for sustained investment in girls' education, especially in digital and technological infrastructure, to prepare young women for an increasingly competitive global landscape.
Education of women is not only vocational. There are women who are doing science and they are doing better than men. We are encouraging our women also to venture into that venture, science, medicine, biomedicine, those things, so that we can have enough women in that sector.
The keynote speaker, Dr. Felisteria of the KNUST School of Medical Sciences, reinforced the call for stronger empowerment of girls, particularly in science and technology.
It is no longer enough for girls to be in the classrooms. They must be in the laboratories, partnering with their male counterparts. We have to be there as architects of our digital infrastructure and authors of our laws in the years ahead. So as we mark this 80 years, I call on all stakeholders to support the board, the management, and the Old Students Association in unveiling our 80th anniversary project, this ultra-modern ICT and library complex, to promote girls' education.
Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Doris Lonta, Ashanti Region.
This Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Let's return to that story we've been bringing you from Ayawaso East since Saturday, when the NDC went to the polls to choose a candidate for the constituency for the by-election. Baba Jama elected, but lots of developments are following that. So the president has recalled Baba Jama, just by way of updates, as High Commissioner to Nigeria. That has happened. The NDC has set up a committee to investigate what has happened. The majority caucus in Parliament, that's the NDC MPs, are asking for the election to be annulled. Let's hear from the NPP, which is watching on the fringes. Richard Ahiagba is Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party. Mr. Ahiagba, you're welcome to Channel 1 Newsroom.
Thank you, Sandra.
Watching on the fringes, it looks like this is a party that is serious. They said that the reset agenda includes preventing corruption from happening. Things are happening swiftly. You should be impressed.
Thank you, Sandra. Well, it's a mixed reaction, I suppose, if any, to this canker, I suppose. But then it was just too glaring and too egregious and right in your face, and what happened in Yawaso East. I think that collectively this must be fought. What it does is that apart from it being an affront to our laws, it distorts democracy. It actually minimizes the impact of citizen power in terms of the ability to influence the course of development by choosing wisely who our representatives should be, and in any election who should lead us. And so I think that it's welcoming that the special prosecutor is engaging in this matter. But Sandra, we've seen this before. And so I guess that my excitement here is tempered greatly, whether or not this will amount to much. But the spectacle with the president's recall, that one is political optics, because really, but for the majority's call for annulling the election, Baba Jamal, once he won, he was going to resign naturally. And so that recall was not ado about nothing. But the key thing for me is the NDC's call for probe into that election, the majority's call for annulling the results. And I think that Ghanaians have not found it amusing at all. Just a year in office, they can afford to do all of these things. It speaks very badly about the political class, and I hope that the special prosecutor will take this serious and have some punishment result from this, so that we can end this canker on nipping the bad ones and for all.
But at least there's action being taken, or there's some evidence that something is happening. The anger from the majority side in Parliament, the party base, even the presidency. You say that what happened with the recall may not necessarily be a big deal, but it is a big deal to see a president act as swiftly as he did, his party acting, and now OSB itself getting involved. You surely have to agree that there's some seriousness here, unlike what we have seen in the past, for instance.
Well, Sandra, let's focus on really what would have happened. Once Baba Jamal has been declared winner, what is his next course of action? Is necessarily to resign. And so that is really cancels itself out. The idea that you recall him subject to knowledge of his participation in vote buying, it really doesn't draw too much in terms of applause. But what perhaps will be instructive is what the parliamentary majority caucus is talking about, to say that for their dislike and objection to vote buying that has occurred in Ayawaso East, they want the entire election be annulled, and subsequently have the individuals who may be found to have corrupted themselves or participated in such activity be banned from taking part in the subsequent primaries. I think that is more punitive, and that is more forward-looking.
Very well.
And perhaps will serve as a precedent for others in the future. That's what the president's recall, I can guarantee, is much ado about nothing. Really.
Thank you so much. Richard Anyagba is Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party, speaking to us on developments in Ayawaso East. Let's speak to anti-corruption crusader Vitus Azim. You are welcome to Channel One Newsroom, sir.
Thank you.
When you saw the video of the distribution of television sets at the election ground and heard the explanation or justification given by the person who was seeking to be elected, Baba Jamal, especially who spoke to us, and watching the reaction from the presidency and now from Parliament, and also hearing from the OSP, what was going through your mind?
Well, it's very sad that we do these things. Because as for the justification, there's no justification for this. Why did he wait until that day, yesterday, the day of the primaries, to distribute these items if he claims that that's what he has been doing in the past? You cannot deny that this was aimed at influencing the outcome of the election. Now, coming to the reactions of the president and the party, it's a bit difficult for me to decide whether these are very serious actions, pronouncements, or they are just political gimmicks to give the impression that they are serious about this thing. Because You see, to be honest, all these members of the parliament cannot deny that they did not give anything during their campaigns to their supporters. We all know distribution of cloths, phones, all these things happen. So all of a sudden we've seen that it's a serious matter, and we decided that we want to act on it. Yes, fine. If they are committed and they act on it, that's fine. But what action will you take? The fellow has contested and won the primaries. Are you going to annul the primaries and start afresh? Because there's a timeline too for the election. So if you decide to annul the primaries, because it's not just one person that is alleged to be involved. So you are going to go through another filing process and vetting before the primaries, before the final election. So I really don't know the outcome. As for recalling a person from there, he has already. It's almost certain that when you are the NDC's parliamentary candidate, you are going to win. So he doesn't even need to go back to Nigeria. So that recall actually does not have much of an effect. So these are some of the things that confuse us a lot when we are looking at these things. It's difficult to determine the actual seriousness of the decision makers on these issues.
Is it difficult to see that there's a reset? The government said this is a reset agenda and there has to be a reset all across. And so is it so difficult to believe that the reset is in motion in what we are seeing, the swift action that has been taken?
There is an apparent decision to try to show that there's a reset. But until we see the outcome, the final outcome, I don't think that it's enough for us to just jump to the conclusion that it is a demonstration of the actual reset. You see, because I have observed the political scene in this country for a very long time. And what politicians say sometimes is aimed at just making people to believe that, oh, this is what we want to do. But it may not be actually be what they want, they will do in the end. So for me, it's too early for me to conclude that it is a demonstration of the reset.
But if you doubt the political actors, do you also doubt the Office of Special Prosecutor?
No, as for the Office of Special Prosecutor, I believe that if that happens, maybe they'll proceed to prosecution. You see, there are different actors. The politicians are different. As for the Office of Special Prosecutor, I believe that they will pursue it.
Very well.
To a logical conclusion. That's my belief.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too. That's Vitus Azim. He's an anti-corruption crusader, former leader of GII, the local chapter of Transparency International. This Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. We take a break. When we return, motorists demand urgent repair of Tamale-Wale Highway as accidents increase. More on that when we come back. Please stay with us.
Are you planning to relocate from your company, office, or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate. Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love, but staying connected means getting something extra. Stunning. Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim. I love it. Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV.
Yeah, welcome back. Now, 6,500 chicks have been distributed to 130 beneficiaries in the Amansia West District of the Ashanti region as part of the Nkukon Kitinkiti program. Beneficiaries got 50 chicks each to start or grow their poultry farm as part of the government's push to boost food security and support local farmers. There's more in the following report filed by Ashanti regional correspondent Tawfiq Mohammed.
Government's Nkukon Kitinkiti policy is aimed at strengthening Ghana's poultry production and improving livelihoods in the country. In the Amansia West District, over 6,000 5-week-old broiler chicks have been distributed to 130 beneficiaries. Speaking to Channel One News at the distribution ceremony in Amansia West District, the district chief executive, Prince Menu Morris, expressed gratitude for the leadership of President John Dramani Mahama for fulfilling his campaign promise to Ghanaians. He added that the program is intended to benefit all residents regardless of political affiliation and emphasized that beneficiaries were selected from diverse communities across the district.
As you can see, the farmers were here in their numbers and all of them are very, very happy. So what I would say is that I'll keep urging them that whatever they receive today, they should make sure that they put it in good use so that in the subsequent years, the rest will become, or it will ginger the president to also make sure that this project become a sustainable one.
The district agric officer, Jacob Abumaji, said weather will not affect the birds, noting that there will be veterinary officers to ensure the safety of the birds.
These birds, they have been raised for 1 month, so weather will not be a limitation. They are fed and they can warm themselves. So weather will not affect them. All they need is just to provide feed and water. Feed, water, and shelter. And then the rest will not be any limitation.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude to the president for fulfilling his promise.
Na dia minister say ye ne aye gye nkokɔ no ye ne be ma aban na se ba kan no so aba emfaso amaye o si etimi kohwe enyemoa no eyi se de be ya o nuan ma aka akiri no so bi be sa ba biem ama wo nso ensa aka bi aban no ba o hye no na emi chefa de ni sa aka sa nkokɔ nketenkete no ye da na se nyame ma na ho de ne apomden ene ani so de no ani nyansa kese no mfa mu Ghana man no na ne ba obehye no wotimi aye ne se de ne man so ebi aso ye so ne no.
Now, Ghana's poultry industry is under pressure from feed shortages and heavy reliance on imports. Despite repeated interventions by successive government, stakeholders say the sector still lacks a clear long-term strategy. Industry players are now calling for comprehensive master plan to revive and grow local production. Channel One News' bureau chief for the Middle Belt is Hafiz Tijani.
Ghana consumes between 300,000 and 60,000 metric tons of poultry meat each year. Yet, industry estimates suggest that between 80 and 95% of poultry products on the market are imported, largely in the form of frozen chicken. Producers say this dependency has left the local industry struggling to compete with high feed costs and limited processing capacity, further constraining growth.
So our target is to get 70% of young women into agriculture. Along 4 value chains, poultry is one of the value chains. And even in the poultry, we really zeroed into the broiler subsector, the meat part of it. So we're not working with the players on the egg production. per se, but focus more on the meat. Two reasons. The first reason is that sector systematically has gone down from the highs of the 80s, early 90s. Then structural adjustment came, competition came, and then we began to lose our capacity as a country to produce our own means to feed ourselves.
In response, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has begun consultations with stakeholders across the poultry value chain to develop a comprehensive poultry master plan.
So we think with this poultry master plan, once we are able to identify these gaps and then tighten them up and then all fill in the gaps, it gives us the platform or the leverage to be able to produce efficiently and be competitive.
At a stakeholder dialogue in Kumasi, an agribusiness consultant leading discussions stressed the need for clear roadmap to improve competitiveness, attract investment, and strengthen domestic production.
It's been overwhelmingly accepted that our cost of production is high. So we need to take action to reduce our cost of production, meaning that our maize production, our feed production, our soya milk production, all that. And again, another thing we need to look at is also how do we curtail the amount of imports that come to the country. So it's a two-pronged approach. Reduce costs and also reduce the amount of chicken that comes to the country to make room for the local industry too.
The Poultry Master Plan Stakeholder Dialogue is an initiative under the Harnessing Agricultural Productivity and Prosperity for Youth Happy program aimed at supporting the development of a comprehensive data-driven poultry sector master plan for Ghana.
Hafiz Tijani, Channel 1 News, Kumasi, Ashanti Region.
Now, cocoa farmers in Achim Akoko in the Abuakwa South constituency of the Eastern Region say they have gone 3 months without payment for cocoa supply to licensed buying companies. The farmers describe the delay as crippling and are urging government to release funds urgently to ease mounting financial hardship. There's more in this report.
The concerns were raised during a stop in Achim Akoko by the People's Forum, an initiative by some members of the New Patriotic Party aimed at engaging citizens on national issues. At the center of the discussion was the non-payment of cocoa farmers. For 3 months, government has reportedly failed to settle licensed buying companies, leaving farmers without payment of cocoa already supplied. In a community where cocoa farming is the main source of income, frustration was evident as farmers described the impact on their households and daily survival.
Me mediate 1 year, and so me say adwuma na na be so me ni adwuma bi ameye. Eti me ye ku adwuma na makoto mi cocoa na abuso me nan untu ameka. E de na opese me abrewa mi di. Se adwuma be na me nye. Ma me ka fla. Ban ti mo de.
Cocoa amaton a receipt and a kitamino. Mosha swa. Obie ni wa ye ebie ni wa yetuaka. Ni nyina e wokam. Sese me wo faase a me hwe no. Otifie Ocobacity Otifie Sikani wa medema akwala ne de akọ.
During the engagement, the Member of Parliament for Buaka South, Dr. Kingsley Ajiman, faced calls from farmers to push for the immediate release of funds. Dr. Ajiman, who says he's also a cocoa farmer, assured residents that efforts are underway to resolve the matter.
What really triggered a bit of anger with me was that the purchasing clerk that owes me about 250 bags was also among them. I mean,
among the people protesting.
Some are protesting that their cocoa bean has been bought and they've not been paid. Very, very unfortunate, and we are in it.
A purchasing clerk operating in the area also spoke of mounting pressure, saying the payment delays are affecting business operations.
Minda, what we mato cocoa 250 bucks. I mean, yes, scam out. Sorry, farmers need to me was my age for 20 years. Me witness it way before.
Say ya to kukupa na aban tuaka. Eye me nwanwa. Amanfo tata me mitimi nda. Honorable Mr. Omibukutu Pacho. Famasem we ko parliament na ko kama me.
Meanwhile, the chief executives of the Ghana Cocoa Board says measures are being taken to address the financial challenges. But the team lead for the People's Forum has rejected that explanation, calling it evidence of leadership under strain.
We are the crisis that started as far back as November 2025, and we are in February 2026, and you are still telling the farmers that you are looking for solutions. That's not assurance. That is not encouraging. That is a sign of leadership in crisis, a sign of a leadership without a clue as to how to deal with the situation. 4 months, and you are still looking for a solution. One would have expected that the presser would outline what the solutions are after 4 months.
You're watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 television. A motorists traveling on the Tamale-Savlugu-Wale Highway are demanding urgent government intervention to rehabilitate the deteriorating road. The key corridor linking the northern, northeast and upper east regions has become hazardous, with drivers warning of rising incidents or accidents, vehicle damage and mounting transport costs. Channel 1 News' Christopher Kevin Esima has more in the following report. Apologies for that. We'll be bringing you that insight in our subsequent bulletins. This is Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 television. Still ahead. Drug abuse among youth sparks security concerns in Kasoa. More on that when we return. Please stay with us.
Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love, but staying connected means getting something extra. Stunning! Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim. I love it. Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV. We are gearing up for the trip of a lifetime. Heritage Caravan 2026. From 1st to 8th March 2026, 8 days, 14 regions, 1 legendary caravan. We're touring Ghana in the most spectacular way on the Heritage Caravan, exploring the beauty, history, and stories that make our nation unique. Rolling out from Greater Accra through Eastern and OT, up north to the Northern and Upper East, and all the way to the Western region, hitting iconic destinations across Ghana. The Heritage Caravan 2026 will be fun, educative, refreshing, and most of all, remarkable. Stay connected. Follow Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM across all social media platforms for updates, and join the conversation using the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2026. The Heritage Caravan 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM. And it's proudly sponsored by Holland Insurance, Piva Beverages, Omni Basic Bank, Caveman Watches, Gino, Didi Shito, Goyle, Minimi Achumo, and Admi Granite Paste. And it's supported by Nanas Rice. Heritage Caravan 2026, experience Ghana like never before.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome back. Now, concerns are growing in Kasoa over rising illicit drug use among young people. Residents say the trend is fueling criminal activities and threatening public safety, particularly within the central business district. Community leaders are now calling for urgent intervention to curb the problem. Channel 1 News' Central Regional Correspondent Akwesiado has more.
Newtown and Adakope, drug use among young people is said to be widespread. Residents report the open consumption of opioids, marijuana, and other substances in makeshift ghettos dotted across the area. At times, the effects spill into public spaces. Recently, a young man reportedly caused panic at the Kasoa Wood Market after allegedly consuming drugs and behaving erratically, prompting fears among traders and shoppers. Some traders say such scenes are not uncommon. They link rising petty crime and insecurity in the area to the growing presence of drug enclaves. The assemblyman for the Newtown 94 electoral area describes the situation as alarming and says urgent action is needed.
I was overwhelmed when I saw the youth that are into drugs. I was very sad because I'm a headmaster myself. I asked myself, what are we imparting onto the children, into the youth of today? It's very bad. In my electoral area, Zongo electoral area, the drug abuse, I'm telling you, I don't know what they get to eat, but sometimes the push is a peer pressure.
He is calling on state security agencies to intensify efforts to clamp down on drug peddlers, warning that the future of many young people is at risk.
Well, drugs, those who trade in drugs, selling in Kasoa, what I with the law enforcement will do is, whenever they have been arrested or they come for them, they shouldn't they should seize the drugs and give them punishment for it. But sometimes they seize the drugs and leave them to go free. A lot of big men that are in this, they are into it. You can see that they are driving with luxury cars but they are rather selling the drugs to the youth in Kasoa here.
The Otusenya East Municipal Security Council says it is putting measures in place to address the issue.
The environment when it comes to drug usage is some way. As I speak with you, NACOPT conducted an exercise a couple of months ago, and there are things in the pipeline that I cannot disclose for public consumption. But I know authorities are in control of the situation when it comes to drug use. A number of interventions are happening, while strategic enforcement too are happening. I cannot disclose that to us when it comes to drug use.
Illicit drug usage among the youth is on the alarming rate. Stakeholders say a pragmatic action is needed to curb this trend. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesiado.
Now, fisherfolk along Ghana's coast say declining fish catches are being worsened by rising marine pollution. Plastics and other waste are choking the country's shorelines, damaging fishing gear and threatening livelihoods. From Jamestown's Shatter Beach, concerns are mounting over the growing impact on ocean health. Channel 1 News' Ejubi Wiafia Kentin has more.
Take a look at the Atlantic Ocean. It's a beautiful horizon as the sky meets the blue seas. If you come here at sunrise or sunset, you'd be lucky to see an amazing view, one that would be absolutely unforgettable. But cast your gaze to the shoreline It's an absolute eyesore. Plastic waste and other waste materials have taken over. You look at where I'm standing, I'm able to see shoes that have been disposed here, bottles, both plastic and glass, weeds, foam, dresses. Some have been able to decompose into tiny particles, others are still in the state they were abandoned, raising issues about how our waste is disposed to the extent that we see them on our shorelines.
Worldwide, over 400 million tons of plastic waste are produced annually, with between 11 and 23 million tons ending up in the ocean. In Ghana, an estimated 840,000 to 1.1 million tons of plastic waste are generated each year. Yet, only a small fraction is recycled. The rest finds its way into drains, open spaces, and eventually the ocean.
Today I have visited the Shatter Beach, and as you can see, some of the fishermen are gathered under their tents going about their business, mending their nets. I'm here with one of the fishermen. Ejawudin the saying.
Donko.
Donko den.
Kufi donko.
Nti Jamestown hanom na we ye adwuma no me hu say polythene bags bebre e wo ha efi nsuo ni mu ana e be settle e wo shoreline ha say okọ eposo say okọ fish a say na e affect o fa fishes no ana say o fa plastic no
I'm for plastic. I'm for plastic no bebre. And when you wa mama mfa na afi ba ya ba ko an oloko afi bi no nam di entumi enchi no bebre poty bag no no odo so chi nam na ya chi no
we board na do so achi enam so say ya fro no nse we say board no tumi ho yan ntumi yan chi na me say net no ono botu wa achi na no so net reading ka achi ro ba na we enam no ntumi me say net no mu nse we say wo ba no ho yan afarafo no
say ball ababi enike ball ejo callien ejo agbogbo nshi ball ajin ka numo ne ke lo ka wan sure lan we ye ke lan we ji esu esu na lo if I say anya lo shwene ana gbagbe pi ana fe 30 crate ka na ne me la baba o ke you wa ke yeke ana dia ne la ka me take ka me ba 1 crate 2 crate.
Environmental advocates are also weighing in on the matter, describing it as a livelihood and food safety concern.
The plastic situation is very, very serious. Yeah, normally they are deposited upstream, and so when they are moving downstream, because of the weathering activity, so many of them are broken down into tiny pieces. And when they are broken down into tiny pieces called microplastics, these microplastics end up being ingested by some of the fish species. And you know how the value chain works. Human beings will also end up consuming some of these plastics, and they have all sorts of complications. So you read the literature and then you get to know that even in the eye, sometimes in the breast, and even in the testicles, you see some.
In 2021, the European Union issued Ghana a yellow card over illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. The Fisheries Commission says pressure on declining fish stocks compounded by pollution is contributing to illegal fishing practices.
Sometimes the ripple effect of some of these challenges, the plastics and others, if I go fishing and I would have burnt fuel, spent my time, and then I'm catching plastics and others, then I have to see what else can I do to get more fish. And so I may now decide to use what we call a fish aggregating device. Some of this is because the fish landings are bad, then the fishermen too need to adapt to ways of getting more fish.
Experts are urging stricter anti-pollution measures, expanded recycling infrastructure, and sustained public education to curb single-use plastics.
When you do the waste assessment or the brand audit, you are able to tell that these are plastics that are coming from a particular company. And so if you are able to tell that these are the plastics that are coming from a particular company, you can hold the company accountable. So they have to pay up, let me put it that way. They have to pay up so that at least these plastics do not get to the oceans and then also into our human systems.
Conversations surrounding marine pollution have become mature. It's time that action and tangible results are seen to restore the dignity of our oceans and shorelines. For Channel 1 News, I am Ejubi Wiafe Akintin, Shatter Beach, Accra.
Now, motorists traveling on the Tamale-Savulugu-Walewale Highway are demanding urgent government intervention to rehabilitate the deteriorating road. The key corridor link in the northern, northeast, and upper east regions has become hazardous, with drivers warning of rising accidents, vehicle damage, and mounting transport costs. Channel 1 News' Christopher Kevin Esima has more in the following report.
The Tamale-Paga Highway was originally constructed in 1991 with support from the government of Japan. More than 3 decades later, sections of the road have seen little major rehabilitation.
This Nabogo, look at this in the town. Look at the road, it's not fine. Look at the long vehicles, they are all suffer.
There are a lot of accidents doing on this road, and most trucks usually the tires has been punching due to this road, and it's really difficult sitting here and watching them when it is a market day, when the motor cares. Some even felt when they are carrying passengers, some they will just come on the motorbike, that motor care, it will just tip all the passengers, and they all fell down.
The Tamale-Walewale-Bolga stretch has deteriorated significantly, with deep potholes and broken surfaces posing risk to commuters and heavy-duty vehicles.
You started journey from Thursday, last week Thursday. If I Thursday I came me, I was said by Ochina Nopa, Manamu tomatoes. Uncle Dua, who drivers no, will only fair no fair nebetiso. A major problem, pa. You started journey, a P border around 5 o'clock. Before I do Walewale, I pay tie. From Walewale, I do as you pay 1 tie. Or move free, say was a Yamanembra. Why you say a Juma way, a bed in a.
In June 2022, former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia cut sword for the dualization of the Tamale-Walewale road. The 83-kilometer Savulugu-Walewale section was awarded to JMC Projects, an Indian firm later rebranded as Kalpatura Projects, with funding from the Exim Bank of India. The project, valued at $158 million, was expected to be completed in 2025. However, only about 1% of the work has reportedly been executed, despite nearly $30 million paid as mobilization.
If you are coming from Bolaga to Tamale, it's very bad. The potholes is unbearable.
What we are facing here is not easy. We are not buying ties, so now we don't cry for ties. We are crying for the parts of our vehicles now. We are suffering a lot. I use this road every day, every blessed day. I'll be on this road.
I work in Tamale, but I'm from Bolga, and most of the times I visit home and I use this road. In fact, I must say the road is in a very deplorable stage, and they need urgent attention to attend to this particular road, especially between Tamale and Nasia.
The road remains a critical economic corridor linking Tamale to the northeast and upper east regions. Drivers say its current condition has increased travel time, fuel consumption, and vehicle maintenance costs.
The boka say ye FN ma fre Tamale awomba. Omba be no maye. Fra ma fre na almost 40 million ho asem ebe wu ha no ansana. Na se ka kwan ya time kwana meto. Oil.
Some drivers say earlier sightings of construction equipment near Pigu had raised hopes of progress, but work has yet to begin.
Myself, I've witnessed that there are some trucks at Pigu who were coming to work on the road, because that is what I've been told. But later, we didn't hear anything again.
It didn't do anything, but it was just some of the workers they picked that they should just go a small pit on the road that they should fix it. When they came, they dig it. That is where they dig it and even mess it up.
The Ministry of Roads and Highways says the matter has been referred to the Attorney General to determine whether the contractor should resume work or refund the funds.
The contractor, in addition to the almost $30 million, is attempting to claim another $14 million. After claiming this money, we should leave them out of the contract for us to terminate the contract for them to go. That's what I'm saying, that, Mr. Speaker. As a road minister, knowing that I owe Ghanaian contractors over 21 billion, it is quite disheartening that at the same time that we are unable to pay Ghanaian contractors for work they have done, we have paid somebody $30 million, and the person is basically asking us that we should let him go with our $30 million. And that's what I'm saying, that we shall be able to use the laws within our country to demand that $30 million worth of work is done, or we take the legal actions.
At the Pigu construction camp, a few buildings and heavy machinery remain on site. Company representatives declined to comment on record, indicating that work would resume only upon government instruction.
For motorists who use the Tamale-Savilgo-Walewale stretch, their plea to government is simple. Get the contractor back to site to complete the project or re-award the contract. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Christopher Kevin Asima, reporting from Nagbon in the northern region.
Now, Ghana's Black Princesses were held to a 2-2 draw by South Africa's Under-20 team in the ongoing Women's Under-20 World Cup qualifiers at the Accra Sports Stadium. Charles Sampson's side were hoping to get a favorable result in the first leg of the third-round play-offs, but managed to settle off for a draw against South Africa. Julio Ashrifi Amwa was at the Accra Sports Stadium for Channel 1 Newsroom.
The Black Princesses were unable to make home advantage count after playing out a 2-2 draw with South Africa's Botswana in the first leg of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers at the Accra Sports Stadium. Ghana showed flashes of brilliance, but defensive lapses allowed the visitors to claw their way back, leaving the tie finally poised ahead of the return leg. Speaking after the game, head coach Charles Sampson admitted the team had aimed for victory, but remains optimistic about their chances going into the second leg.
Our aim was to get goals. We dominated the game. That was also one of our plans. We created chances. I think what we lacked today is the calmness to convert the chances into goals.
For South Africa, the result is seen as a positive outcome from home. Head coach Maud Kumalo says her side executed their plan and will look to finish the job on home soil.
Us, I think it's an advantage. Also, that we want to score goals away because we knew that it was not going to be easy. But how we prepare is our strength, and we know that Ghana have been qualifying for World Cup for many years, and we know we're going to play against the experienced players.
Meanwhile, some fans who trooped to the stadium shared mixed reactions, praising the team's effort, urging improvement in the next encounter.
We realized the Black Princess, they are doing well, and they did very well. So this match is a qualifier match for them to go for the next round. So I believe how the game went, it's not a bad one.
First half, we had our chances, but we didn't take it. And then the South Africans came in, getting to the second half after we scored. And then they came in. There are changes that they did some 2-3 changes that gave them an edge over us.
The Black Princesses of Ghana were unable to capitalize on home advantage as they drew 2-2 with South Africa's Botswana in the ongoing qualifier for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup that will happen later in Poland. For Charles Sampson and his team, they'll travel to South Africa in the second leg to prove a point for a spot. For Channel 1 News, I am Julio Ashrifi Amwa.
Well, that's it for Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. I am Umaru Sandamado. Thank you so much for watching us.